On the Origin of a Discipline by mpodes24. Greetings, gentle beings. Galactic scientific knowledge combines the knowledge of tens of thousands of species over hundreds of millions of years. We've split the atom, control the charge, mass, color, and spin of quarks. Federation scientists can play the strings of creation like a virtuoso on a violin. But there is one aspect of physics that has eluded us all. Phasic energy.
Nah, we understand it.
Yes, Cthulhu, now we understand it, but I'm telling the story of how we learned to understand it.
But that's boring.
No, it isn't.
Is too.
No, look. If you don't stop these interruptions, I'll tell the Terrans what Fingli, Mugulnaf, Cthulhu, Rilie, Ugarnyagal, Fatang really means. Chard, Elder God, my third anal orifice. If there are no more interruptions, call it what you will. Phasic energy, psychomagneteric energy, psychokinetic energy. We knew it had to exist, but we could not detect it, measure it, block it, or control it. Take two beings in telepathic communication, and we could observe their brainwaves synchronizing, but we could not figure out how. We watched the mind sculptors of Bunert Snin create their fantastic works of art out of what seemed to be thin air, and were dismayed when our equipment detected no energies, no particles, no waveforms by which it was done. Hive mind species like the Kulrabuts and the Redron Spusor communicate in real time over vast interstellar distances, yet nothing is detected in the ether between the stars. We could observe, we could act, but we could not figure out the means. The energy, the particles, the waves, whatever was behind the abilities of the mind remained unknown to the galactic scientific community. It is as if the universe sent out a memo saying, here's some tools, have fun, but you don't get to know how they work. The Terrans did not get the memo. No, scratch that. The Terrans got the memo. Of course they got the memo. The universe would not have wanted to upset the Terrans without CCing them on the memo. But the Terrans who received it wadded it up, threw it in a rubbish bin, and where it promptly exploded started a number of wars while the Terrans said, hold my beer. I can tell from the nervous chuckles that many of you know Terrans. Terrans figured it out. Terrans figured out how to detect and measure phasic energy, how to store it, and even artificially produce it. Because of their discoveries, Terrans could hop dimensions before they could hop planets. They created phasic weapons long before they even mastered simple electromagnetic railguns. Terrans created defenses against phasic attacks, figuring out that the strongest attacks could be foiled by a thin coating of element 13. With artificial phasic energy, they created the Ansible network, allowing for real-time intergalactic communications as they leapt over quantum computing, creating the backbone of what we today call Golnet. And they did all this by accident. You see, the Terrans weren't studying telepathy or telekinesis. They weren't studying that which had stumped the collective wisdom and knowledge of the galaxy. Because at that time in Terra's history, the vast majority of their scientists dismissed such things as fables. No credible research institute funded experiments into what they called the paranormal. No legitimate scientists wasted their time studying these things. This field was left to the charlatans, quacks, con artists, the frauds. In other words, Terrans. In the territory of what is now the Hamburger Kingdom, during the conflict known as the Ray Gun Years, 3 scientists developed a tool that they called the Psychokinetic Energy Meter, the PKE. They used this device to track the phasic energy echo that is sometimes left behind when a Terran dies. It is still not understood why this echo is left behind. There is a correlation to both the length of time a Terran lives in the area, as well as a traumatic death of the Terran, but that is just conjecture. Today we celebrate Drs. Venkman, Spengler and Stans for their groundbreaking work in the discovery of phasic energy, their invention of the PKE, and the glorious technology that has flowed from them that allows us to detect, measure, store, and use that energy today.